Assalamu alaikum student. So in today's class we are going to study about the variables, and especially we will study in a brief details about the matrices in MATLAB. So in matrices we will talk about how to create a specific order of matrix, and then we'll check about the size of matrix, and then we'll study about taking a specific value of a matrix, and then we will study how to change a specific value in a matrix, and then we will study that how to access the whole row or columns. It means how to change the whole row or the whole columns, and then we'll study about the ranges. If we have a matrix in which there is one row and suppose 100 columns, so how we will present in a shortcut form, because it will be a difficult task to write all the columns one by one. So we'll use a shortcut. Simple in 2 steps will solve that problem. And in the last, we will study about how to select a particular matrix from a matrix. We will be given a matrix and we will be supposing to select a particular rows and particular columns. That will make a particular matrix. So that will be our last topic. So students, I have also made slides for you guys. So if someone needs slides, I will share this slide as well. So heading is given variable and matrices in MATLAB. So about variables, you can choose or you can create any variable, any kind and any types, like x, y, and z. And suppose I take a variable x is equal to 7 and another variable y is equal to 6, and now I want to multiply the values of these two variables. I'm just supposing these. It's not a specific. You can create any variable and you can name them, uh, the variables you have chosen. So now I need another variable, suppose z, because I want to evaluate the product of these two variables. The values of x is equal to 7 and the y is equal to 6. I want to multiply these values, where I will be giving another variable z. So now this z will choose the product of the values of x and y, like x is equal to 7, y is equal to 6, z is equal to xy, and z equal to 4 to 2. So 4 to 2 will be assigned to z. So let me write this in MATLAB. So when you open the MATLAB, so the command window will appear for the first time. But I want to do this task present today's class in scripts, because in editor window I will be able to change and to make corrections in my code, in my task. But in the command window, once you have written something, that you will be unable to delete this step and thing like that, right? So I will prefer to write new script, and then here's untitled, but I'm writing suppose x equal to 7, and I have given in the slide x is equal to 7 and y is equal to 6. So x equal to 7 and y equal to 6. So these are two variables. Now I want to multiply the values of these two variable, means 6 multiply 7. So I will produce another variable z is equal to x multiply. So for multiplication you have to write this static symbol and then multiply y, and now just run it. But before running, it will want to save. So it's untitled. So again, suppose I'm giving the name here lecture number 2, but remember you are not supposed to give in space in MATLAB naming. So here just lecture number 2. Now I want to save this file in the documents folder. Just save it. So you can see lecture number 2 dot m extension for MATLAB has been executed, and x is equal to 7. Here in the workspace you can see x is equal to 7, y is equal to 6, and z is equal to 42. So 6 multiplies 7 will equal to 42. So now you can also see the dimension of 7. So it's a 1 by 1 matrix. 6 is a 1 by 1 matrix. And you can see size from here. You can see this is a 1 by 1. Y is 1 by 1. And Z here is 1 by 1 because it's only one value. All right. So now let's go ahead. Matrices in MATLAB. So I have written these tips for creating matrices in MATLAB. Give name to your matrix. So before creating a specific matrix with matrices, so we will use these capital brackets and then separate the elements in a row by giving space or comma. So if there are two elements, suppose 1 and 2, let me do this in MATLAB as well. Suppose X is my matrix, this is the name of my matrix, and it's equal to, now I will use capital bracket, and suppose I have element number 1, this is 1. So now I will create another elements, just space and then 2. In other words, you can also put a comma and then 2, then suppose comma 3. So you can see this is one row and 3 elements. So if you want to put a comma, run it. So now we can see the command window, there's 1, 2, 3. So one row and here is 3 columns. So separate the elements in a row by giving space or comma. I have done it in practice. To add a column, put the semicolon. So now I want to break this row and will create another row. So just put semicolon and then suppose 4, 5 and 6 is my 3 elements in the second row. Just run it. Now you can see in the first row you have 1, 2, 3, and in the second row you have 4, 5 and 6. And you can create many rows and many columns, but remember the order of the matrix must be considered. Suppose if I remove the 6 and then just I run it, so it will gives me an error because I violate the dimension rule of a matrix. In this row there's a 1, 2, 3 elements. In this row here is a 4, 5, just 2 elements. So now you can give at least 0. 0 is nothing, but it must be included in order to make the equivalence of 2 rows. So now you can run, you can see it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0. So took care of the dimension of matrices. I have already told. No, don't need to give semicolon at the end. So dealing with matrices, somewhere we will need semicolon and somewhere we need semicolon. If I just put semicolon here and then just I run it, so you can see in the command window the matrix has not executed, but you can see in the workspace the matrix has been executed in x is equal to 1, 2, 3 and then semicolon 4, 5 and 0. The matrix has been assigned to x but will not executed. You can see that in the workspace it is present, but in the command window it's not present. So now just remove it and now run it. Now you can see the matrix has been executed. So now let's go ahead. So now how to check size of a matrix? For size of any matrix, just write size of x, suppose as my matrix. So don't use semicolon at the end. I have mentioned. Size will be row by columns like 2, 3. So 2, 3 will means 2 rows and 3 columns. Mean 2 rows and 3 columns. So let me write the size of this matrix. If I have thousand of rows and thousand of columns and I don't know about the number, how many rows and how many columns, so it's an important trick. Just write size and then x because x is my matrix, and then just click run it. So now you can see 2, 3, 2 by 3. So 2 rows, 1, 2, 3 in one rows, 4, 5, 0 in second row. And columns 1, 2, 3, one column, 2 in second column, 3 in third column. Similarly, 4 is in first column, 5 is in second column, 0 is in third column. So 2 rows and 3 columns. So now taking a specific value of a matrix. Suppose X is a matrix, then for n elements in second row and third column, just write X 2 3 run, then the value will be executed. Must use comma between the two here, 2 and 3. The first number will show the row and the second number will show the column. So use this small bracket. So 2 here shows that this is second row and 3 here shows that this is third column. So let me do it in MATLAB. So now suppose X and in second row, now you must have to put a comma here so that it will separate. It's a bolt-on function, and then just write 3 and then again semicolon and then just run it. So we can see now that in second row, because 1 2 3 is first row and 4 5 0 is second row and third column, 4 is first column, 5 is second column, and 0 is third column. So second row third column the value has 0, so 0 has been executed. So you can choose any value. Suppose I 3, I want to remove 3 and just put 2. So now in second row in second column value will be executed. The value is 5. 5 is in second row in second column. So you can choose any value by this method. Now to change a specific value in a matrix, suppose I have chosen that value already. X2 is my 5 value. Now I want to change this specific value. Suppose here the value is 5. So now I want to change this 5. Just write x2 comma 2 to second row second column, then just equal it. Suppose I want to replace this 5 by 100. So just write x2 comma 2 equal to 100 and just run it. So now we can see in the place of 5, now 100 is present. So 100 is in second row in second column. So in second row second column you can replace the values like this, right? So suppose we have a matrix X is equal to 2 3 4 5 6 7. Now I want to change the value in second row and second column. So which is here is 6. Here in second row and second column the value is 6, and then you want to replace this by 20. So it doesn't matter, you can choose any value, but just understand the thing logically what I'm trying to say, then you just focus on that concept. So just write x22 equal to 20, then 6 will remove and 20 will replace. So accessing the whole row or columns. So now how you will access the whole row or whole columns. So in previous I will just accessing one values, a specific values in a specific portion like in a specific row and column. So now I want to access the whole row or columns. So per whole row or whole column use column. So this column must be used for selecting whole row or whole columns, like x3 comma colon, it means row number 3 in all the columns. So I will select all the columns in row number 3, and here all the rows and column number 3, and here all the rows and all the columns. So now let me do in MATLAB. So now in x is equal to 1 2 3 and 4 5 6. So I want to access the first row and I want to change the values as well. So x, then small bracket, then row number first, then comma, and I want to access all the columns 1 2 3. Doesn't matter how many columns are present here, just write this one in this small bracket and just run it. So now we can see 1 2 3. So 1 2 3 is in the first row, right? Now let me change this is to 2. So now the second row will be executed. So 400. So 400 has been executed. Now I want to let me write this column, and I want to the whole rows. There are two rows in columns. Suppose I want uh, to select column number 3. So in column number 3 here is 3 and 0. So just write here 3 and 10 executed. So now you can see 3 and 0 has been executed, and you can change the value like 2. So now the second column will be executed, 2 and 100. So it should be executed. So it's a simple. You can write these things. Now I want to change the values. Suppose this 2 and 100, this is the two rows. So I want to select all the rows in column number 2, and I want to change this 2 and 100 by suppose 10 and 1000. So then just equal it, then write capital bracket and 2 space sorry 10 in this space 100, just close the bracket, and now just run it. So now you can see the whole row, mean one row, and this is second row in column number 2. So it's column number 2. So I have written here 2 10 and 100. So you can change this, like I want to put here 10. So now you can see 10 and 100 has been assigned for second column. So you can access any row, any columns, like you can practice. Now all rows and all columns must be selected. So let me try this as well. So now I want to access whole rows and whole columns. Just I will remove this because this is whole row and whole column. So now just run it. So now we can see the whole row and whole column 1 2 3 4 100 and 0 has been executed. Now I want to replace this whole matrix by something I want. So equal, and in the first row here is 1 2 3. So write the capital brackets 1 2 3. Instead of 1 2 3 I want to write suppose 10 20 and 30. And in the next row, so I will break the line by semicolon. So whenever you want to jump to the next row, so you will put this semicolon. So now I want to change this 400 and 0, suppose by 30 20 and 10. So just write suppose 30, then 20, and then 10. You can use the semicolon or space, whatever you want. Just run it. So now we can see 10 20 30 and 30 20 10 it's been executed. So it's very simple. So change the whole row and whole columns I have already done. So this is the theory, or what I have done. Just read this. If you can any issue, and you can ask. So now range is shortcut for matrices. So what does it mean? It means that suppose the column will be used to make a range, like x is equal to 1 colon 10. So x is equal to, you will need capital bracket, and it's mean that the matrix is from 1 to 10, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 up to 10. So it's important because if I want to execute a matrix in which there is one row and 1000 columns, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 up to thousands, so it will be a difficult task for me. If I want to do this manually, so it will be difficult. So then I will need this shortcut. So suppose I want to make a matrix equal to in which there is suppose so one row and suppose 100 columns. So it is a very simple shortcut in MATLAB, but if you want to do it manually, then it will be very difficult. So now you can see here 1 cross 100 double. It's mean one column in 100 rows. So now you can see this here. Just click on this. So now you can see this is the first row, and columns are 16, 17, and up to like you can reach to this up to 100. You can see 100. So 100 columns in one row. So you can execute any matrix as you want. So look at here, x is equal to 1 to 10, and then suppose I want to make another row that will be from 11 to 20, and another row from 21 to 30. This is the correct method. But if you're doing like this, x equal to the matrix capital bracket from 1 to 10, and then from 10 to 20, 20 to 30. So this will be a wrong method because this 10 has been repeated in a similar way. Let me do this in MATLAB as well. So suppose I want to create a matrix equal to capital bracket. So in first row, I want to make from 1 to suppose 3 and then semicolon for next row, and the next row will start from suppose 4 up to 6. You will put the equal elements 1 2 3 3 elements, 4 5 6 equal elements. Now I want to create a third row as well, so then there will be 7 from 7 up to 8 9. So 9, just close the bracket, just run it. You can see that here 3 rows and 3 columns. So 1, 2, 4, 6, and 7, 9. So this is 3 by 3 matrices because 1, 2, 3. This is in the first row, and 4 up to 6. So 4, 5. So one element say between 4 and 5, and that is between 4 and 6, and that is 5. So 4. So you can create any kind of matrix as you want. So now selection of a particular matrix. So this is the last topic. Suppose I have practice here. So x is equal to 1 5 9 2 6 10 3 7 12 and 4 8 and 13. I want to access a specific matrix like 6 10 7 12 8 and 13. So now this is a specific matrix in which there is 1 2 3 rows and 2 columns. So in reference to this whole matrix, this is starting from second row up to fourth number row. This is one row, second, third, and fourth. So it starts from second row up to four. And in columns, it starts from first, second column up to column number third. So how I can access this? So this will be accessed by x and then small bracket, and the rows are from 2 to 4. So 2, 6, and 10, and in the row number 4 there is 8 and 13, and then comma. So this portion is about rows and this portion is about columns. So 2 and 3. So from 2 to 3. So you can see from 2 to 3 there's 2 columns. Then just run it. Then 6, 10, 7, 12, 8, and 13. This will be executed. So let me make this matrix in MATLAB. So 1, 4, and 9 in the first row, and in the second row 2, 6, and 10 are present. In the third row 3, 7, 12 are present, and in the last row row number 4, 4, 8, and 13 is present. Now just click on run it. So now you can see this matrix has been executed. 1 5 9 2 6 10 3 7 12 and 4 8 13. So now I want to select a specific values, just I have shown in the slide. So 6 10 7 12 8 and 13. So I want to select this. So now just click on x and then comma. So from second row up to row number 4, then comma, and the rows are from 2 up to 3. So here 1 2 and 3 rows and 4 column. Just close this. Now just run it. So now you can see that I have selected 6 10 7 12 8 and 13. You can see in the slide 6 10 7 12 and 13, 8 and 13. So this will be executed. Now I want to assign values to this particular matrix. So now I want to change these values in the original matrix by some specific values. Suppose x is equal to 2 4 and 2 13. This is the same the address of this matrix. I have accessed this address. Now I want to change. So this is the first row, this is the second, this is the third, because this is a particular matrix, this is a particular address. So now I want to change this 6 and 10 by 10 9, the second row by 5 10, the third row by 6 and 11. So just write this and then click. You will this will be executed. So let me do it MATLAB. So students, 10 9 in first row, 5 10 in the second, and 6 and 11 in the last row. Just run it. So now you can see There's 10, 9, 5, 10, and 6, 11. So this has been replaced by these values, and the previous values has been vanished from here. So students, this is the end of lecture number 2. So just practice on these things. So till then, take care of yourselves and see you in the next one.